Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
With just a week into the new term, a new bill is before the 34th Guam legislature to repeal raises for the governor, lieutenant governor, and senators.
And it's all about starting from the top down.
Bill 4 is the first bill introduced by Senator Frank Aguon Jr. this term and would reduce the governor's salary to $90,000 a year, the lieutenant governor to $85,000, and senators to $55,303 a year. Aguon says the pay raise issue has been a distraction from more important matters.
I think that one of the things that we've seen in the last 2 years is that regardless as to what version of legislation is entertained on the floor, we continue to hit a brick wall. So what this proposal would do is just focus primarily on the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the senator's pay. Let's repeal these elected officials' position pay and then take care of the people's business.
In the last term, there were several attempts and versions to repeal raises, which all fell for one reason or another. Senator Michael San Nicolas introduced his own Bill 4 back in 2015 that would have repealed raises for elected officials and cabinet members. On session floor, lawmakers removed the bill's major component to repeal Public Law 32-208. The bill was downgraded to simply prevent the waiver of public hearings over any bills regarding salary changes. Senator Brad McCready then had his Bill 201 that would have repealed raises just for senators. That bill initially failed, then was reconsidered on session floor, passed, but eventually vetoed by the governor. Then Bill 204 tried to repeal raises but also failed. Then Bill 280 and 281 were introduced to bring a binding referendum to the people of Guam regarding whether the Competitive Wage Act should continue. Those bills never made it to session floor.
I'm hopeful that it does go through the legislative process because it's one of the biggest issues at the forefront of our people's minds. I'm certainly hopeful that it becomes a priority.
Aguon adds additional measures can be taken to reduce the salaries of other elected and politically appointed officials. Meanwhile, he introduced his companion legislation with Bill 5.
So what the companion legislation would provide is Bill number 5-34 would delink the compensation of the governor and the lieutenant governor from the cabinet member position so that the governor, he can ultimately decide what he feels is appropriate to compensate his cabinet members and not be concerned about a statute that has been in the books for many, many years that really reinforces what he has been saying.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.